In this video, I'm going to be showing a very close look at and also the steps to installing what many are touting as the closest you can get to the efficiency of a mini split system in a window AC unit. It is supposed to be ultra quiet and is also supposed to allow you to continue using your window just like you would if there was no AC unit there. So we're going to cover all of that, and then we're going to do some testing at the end just to see how well it actually does work. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so really quickly, let's just go over the features that is being advertised on this box. This is a Midea AC unit. It is a 12,000 BTU unit. They do make units that are smaller than this, but at this size, you can expect for it to be able to cover up to 550 square feet. If we look down here to the bottom left, you'll see where it says ultra quiet operation as low as 32 decibels. It also says that you can have your window free. And what they mean by that is, if we look at this diagram right here, you will see that the unit has a U shape to it. That is for the window to be able to go up and down in that U channel right there. Whereas with most other AC units, you're not able to do that at all. Once the unit is in place, that window cannot just be going up and down. It needs to stay exactly where it is. Now, for me, the big one is inverter technology. This is going to kind of go back to the ultra quiet operation. This is part of the reason why it should be extra quiet. With inverter technology, it's just more efficient. It's going to blow colder and not use as much power. Now, the first thing we want to do, obviously, is we need to take the screen out of the window because the unit has to go through it. So I've already done that. So now all I need to do is take my support bracket, put it through the window, set it down. So just for the sake of the length of this video, I kind of cheated and dry fit mine prior to showing you how this works. But you've got these two bars on each side that are easily adjustable just by pushing in these pins and then adjusting them into each of the individual holes. Depending on how wide your window is, you want it extending all the way out to where it's either touching or getting very close to touching both sides of the window opening on this side of the window. Now the key is we want the middle part of this bracket in the middle of the windowsill. Now I'm going to take a 1/8 inch drill bit. I'm going to drill out pilot holes on each side of these brackets. And then after those pilot holes are drilled, then I'm going to insert some 1/2 inch screws that are supplied in the kit. Now I'm able to just put these two screws in on each end because I have this lip here on my windowsill. If you do not have a lip and it's just going straight down to the sill, the bottom of the window is just flat down there, then that's where you can use these holes that are in this support arm on each side and put a screw down in it and a screw down in this side, and then that's what's going to secure this in place if, again, you don't have a lip at the bottom of your window. Now here on the outside of the house, this is where we want to get our angle supports and make sure that this is all adjusted properly to where those angle supports, the footing is up against the side of the house there. And they can be easily adjusted just by removing this pin and sliding those arms in the track. Now ultimately where we want to get with these is we want this to be slightly unlevel, but we actually want it sloping down a little bit out and away from the house, so that way the condensation can easily drain out of the unit and then down onto the ground. Now I've already got mine adjusted, but I'll put my level on here so you can see exactly where we want it to be. And as you can see on this level right here, the bubble is just barely across the line that is going towards the house. That means we do have that slightly downward slope going out to where we should get good drainage out of the unit. And now this is where I can pick up my AC unit and put it out and onto that mounting bracket. Now, these can be pretty heavy, so it would always be best if you've got a second person that can give you a hand to just kind of put this in place. And so once we've got this pretty much all centered up, that's when we want to take our window, just make sure it's able to fit down in that U shape. There's not going to be any impedance at all. And so that's one of the really cool factors of this AC unit, is that the window does go down inside of the unit. There is going to be a gap here, which we're going to fill with foam in a little bit, but you don't lose the use of your window. So obviously now I can just open it up if I want to. All right, so now that we've got the AC unit positioned where it needs to be, now we need to actually anchor it down to this track so that the AC unit can't just move or even fall out. And we're going to do that by using this bracket right here. And the way that this works is this bracket will get anchored down into the track here and then anchored into the side of this AC unit. And of course, all the screws are included in the kit, and I'm going to have to do this on both sides. Now you can use a traditional or manual screwdriver in order to do this, but I personally prefer to use an electric screwdriver. It just makes the job a whole lot faster and a whole lot easier. So I would strongly recommend getting one, not just for this project, but for future projects. And like always, I'll have links for that screwdriver along with the AC unit and all of the other tools and materials that you'll see in this video. I'll have links for all of it down in the description down below. When you click on those links, it will take you directly to them and you can check them all out for yourself. All right, so now that my AC unit is anchored, now I need to take some of the foam that's provided and fill this gap here. So I need to get a measurement from inside of this arm here to this other side, and I'll also need to do it on the other side as well. So all I'm going to do is, my measurement was 7 3/4. Now according to the instructions, you want to add a 1/4 inch to your measurement. So if it was 7 3/4, if we add a 1/4 inch to that, that makes it 8 inches. And I'll just do the same on this block up here as well. Then I'll take a square just so I can get a nice straight line all the way down. And so now I need to cut these down to size. So I always recommend having a really sharp razor blade around. I like to use these retractable razor knives. This is a pretty big block of foam, so we want it to be fairly long in order to make our cut all the way through. All right, so I'm just going to take this arm right here, which is where the foam is going to get inserted into. Just going to put it in the up position slightly till I push that foam all the way in. And then once it's in place, I can shove that foam down into the track. I'll make sure it's down all the way at the bottom. Just going to take that other piece, do the exact same thing that I did on the first side, insert that foam into that arm, and then wedge it down in between the AC unit and the side of the window. And push it all the way down, make sure we got a nice seal. All right, so what I was finding when I was letting the window down is the window was not able to come all the way down and create a good seal down here in this channel. This was not up high enough, so I ended up having to put some additional foam down here at the bottom. They include this in the kit. It can just be added at the bottom to make this taller. So if it's not up high enough, you're gonna have to add some of that foam down there at the bottom to bring it up a little bit. All right, so now to finish securing this unit into the window here, you'll see this track right here. Well, there's one on both sides, and once I remove that screw right there, this is gonna extend out, and it's gonna go all the way into the side of the windowsill here. And then once I've got it extended all the way out, I'll reinsert the screw, which will then hold this track in place. So by the time we're done with this, if you want to take this window unit, you're going to have to take the whole window with you. All right, so now that everything's attached and locked into place, now I can let the window down inside of the unit. Now obviously, since the window is slightly raised, we're no longer going to be able to use our locks anymore. So one thing that Midea did that's really, really smart, since you can't lock the window anymore, is on each side, there are these little integrated window locks, and all you gotta do is pull that out. And then once the window is pushed down, once it's pushed down and these are extended out, the window will not be able to pull up anymore. The lip that's on the inside portion of the majority of windows is gonna get caught on that, and you're not just gonna be able to pull this up. Now this is plastic, and it could be broken if somebody wanted to get in badly enough. But I will say I have tried with these extended and the window down, and you would just really, really, really want to get in order to break these off. All right, so the last place that we need to seal up and make sure air can't come in or go out is we need to put some foam up here at the top. All right, so now everything is installed, it is plugged in. Now all I need to do is turn the unit on so we can get a decibel reading, just so we can tell just how loud or how quiet this unit actually is. And then after that, I'll take a temperature reading to see just how cold the air is that is coming out of this unit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push the on-off button that is on the unit. The door is now opening up to allow that cold air out. All right, so here we are. We're about 5 feet away from the unit now. I've got my decibel meter here, and now we're going to take a reading just to see how loud this unit actually is. So as you can see, we're averaging around 49 decibels. That is incredibly, incredibly quiet for an AC unit. And that is with all the settings all maxed out. So this is as loud as it's going to get at about 5 feet away. I personally have never heard a window AC unit that is nearly this quiet. All right, so overall, I'm super impressed with how quiet this is, but let's see how cold the air is that's actually coming out of this vent right here. And if you look right over here to the right, I've got a thermometer set up and it's currently reading 48.7 degrees Fahrenheit. And I will just tell you, for me personally, that's about 7 to 8 degrees colder than the air that comes out of my vents that are connected to my central AC in the house. I can totally see it cooling down a 500 square foot, 600 square foot room very, very quickly. And now it's actually below 48 and it's at 47.7. So we dropped a degree just in the time I've been talking to you. And as I mentioned earlier, it also comes with this remote control. It has all of the buttons and features on it that you will need in order to totally control the unit. It also has an analog display up here that clearly tells you what the temperature is set to, what the fan speed is, and also what mode it is in. In addition to that, and what I use the most, is the app, because the app has a ton of information in it that's very useful and also can control everything about this unit. It communicates with the unit through your Wi-Fi, and it's able to tell me what I currently have my unit set to. It tells me what the outdoor temperature is, which is showing 80 degrees. When I first turned this on a couple of hours ago before the rain came through, it was 92 degrees. And then over here, it's showing us what the indoor temperature is. So the unit has already gotten our temperature down to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. But in just a couple of hours, we were able to go from 92 degrees in this 500 square foot room down to 72 degrees. So all very useful information and gives you total control over the unit, whether you're standing right next to it or if you're in a totally different state or country. I'm overall super impressed with this unit. I'm glad that I picked this one because I have never gotten results like this out of any of the other window AC units that I've used in the past. And just to put this out there, this is not a sponsored video. I was not even sent this unit for free. I paid for it with my own money. So these are my honest opinions of this. Now, if you found value in this video, then you'll definitely find value in this video right over here, where I go over some of the top things that AC companies don't really want you to know about. So if that's of interest to you, all you have to do is click on that right there. It will take you directly to that video. So I really hope that you found value in this. And if you did, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button right down below. And of course, if you have any questions or comments still, you can leave those down in the comment section. And I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.